Hi, I'm Orla, and today I'm going to be talking about some updates on the novel that I've been writing. So, you've probably heard me mention this novel before if you watch my videos. If not, I started writing a novel last year which was based around fashion therapy during the 1950s and also deinstitutionalization in the US. And originally, this was just going to be a one off novel, but I have decided to turn it into a series. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a trilogy or if there's going to be more novels. So I'm just calling it a series for now. Basically, the reason for that is I've finished the draft now, but during the draft, like the end of the novel, deinstitutionalization is brought up, but I didn't feel like I was able to do both topics justice. I was struggling to make the plot interesting, but without like bombarding people with like the fashion therapy's an integral part of the novel, but having deinstitutionalization like fully whole plot of what I planned in it as well just felt like a bit messy, and it felt like I wasn't really doing the topic of deinstitutionalization justice. So that's why I decided it would be a series. There's a lot to do with deinstitutionalization. Like there's a lot of bases to cover. And also I was really trying to dig into fashion therapy in this novel, not all the complexities of deinstitutionalization. So basically, this novel that I have now finished is about fashion therapy in the 1950s. And then the novel after that is going to be about deinstitutionalization in the 1960s. And then I'm not sure what the future novels will be, but it's all going to be related to mental health during that time period and, yeah, things like fashion therapy and how society changed due to the public having a better understanding of mental health issues. So that is basically the summary of this book that I'm writing. So it is going to be part of a series called The Secrets That We Carry. And obviously, this is the first novel called A Cage of Needles, and I finished the first draft, which was very crazy because I was already more than halfway through the book. But I was like, oh, I'm not going to get this finished. Like, I was writing a bit of it in my winter holidays. And I was enjoying writing it, but I was like, oh, I'm probably going to get this finished in like February and March. But for the past week, I've just been writing so much every day, and I ended up finishing the novel. So I'm very happy about that. I was able to get it all done before the sort of rough deadline that I had, and it's just great because it means that I'm going to take some time off it, but I can send it to people and they can give me advice for the second draft because there's always a lot to do in the second draft. I hate second drafts. Third, fourth draft's fine. Second drafts, I just feel like it kind of humbles you. You write a book and you're like, oh, this is so lovely, and then everybody's I get nice advice and nice comments from the people that I let read the first draft, but then you're like, oh, there's 10 spelling mistakes. Oh, I've like there's consistency errors, and it's just like for me, it just feels like it takes the creativity out of writing. Like it's something you have to do, but a lot of the feedback you get from, well, at least for me, the positive feedback I get is usually about the plot line and the characters. The negative feedback I usually get is, like grammatical errors. But I have finished the first draft. That's what matters. The second draft we will get through when that time comes. I'm hoping that this novel will be published this year. I've not given myself a set date yet. I'm waiting until I start getting to the second draft, because for me it just depends on second drafts. Sometimes I have not a lot of work to do, and sometimes I'm like, oh, this is going to take me months to get through. So I'm not really sure what my time frame is going to be, but this novel is definitely going to be published this year. So I'm very excited. It's nice to have a first draft done, for the anniversary of my debut novel. Like, I don't know, it just feels a bit like a full circle moment. So that is my very small writing update. Hopefully this was interesting. I feel like I'm just yapping, but yeah, I have a novel in the works and it will be coming out this year. So keep updated if you're interested, keep in the loop. And I'll see you in the next one.